And ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this very special broadcast today. We'll be joining very soon with the International Yoga Day being organized by the High Commission at the Gabba and the cricket grounds here in Brisbane. And very soon as it all begins, we will start from there. But right now, it is a very good morning here in Brisbane, 9 degrees and sunny. So, we're going to be joining in with the Yoga for Humanity very, very soon. As the live stream begins from there, we will be joining in with that. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all to this live cast, which will be brought to you via the Australian Indian Radio, but it is the function and event that's been organized by the High Commission of India in conjunction with others at the Gabba, which is the cricket grounds right here in Brisbane. So as soon as the stream begins, we will all join in on that. So right now, sit back and relax while we bring to you all the latest in and around Brisbane. First of all, we'll be taking a look at what's going to be happening in the coming weeks. And of course, we will also look at some of the functions and events that are taking place right here in Brisbane. So right now, we will be crossing over to that live feed as soon as the proceedings there begin. So, as I mentioned before, that this is Yoga for Humanity and brought to you by the High Commission of India. So, very soon we will be crossing over and we will look at what else is happening right there at the Gabba. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very special broadcast from Australian Indian Radio right here this morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for the feed to begin, let's look at this news. Well, World Refugee Day honours millions. Let's take a look at that report.
Well, Daniel, obviously we're seeing the situation that is playing out in Ukraine and the awful toll that is being affected on so many people that are fleeing for their safety and their lives. And it's really brought this whole issue of the plight of refugees into sharp focus, hasn't it?
Yes, very much so. And, but what I really love about this particular situation in Ukraine is the warm welcome that Ukrainian refugees are receiving at the border. We know that they've been met with blankets and toys and food and hygiene kits by the neighbouring countries. And so I think it shows how refugee policy and law is intended to work, which is a sense of welcome and a sense of offering people shelter and protection. And that's in stark contrast to the way that those countries have received people from Syria and Afghanistan, which is to meet them with rubber bullets and pepper spray and, police batons. And that that's, you know, we have to really look at that issue as well.
And what's it different in terms of your experiences? Can you explain what you have had in your own life?
Yes, I became a refugee in 1992 when I was about 7 years old, and so that was, you know, it was a difficult period for me because, you know, my father was killed. He stepped on a landmine, so I remember coming home from school when I was very young and just seeing him in pieces. They had to stitch him back together because he was blown to pieces, really, and so my mother was left, you know, alone with 4 children under the age of 14 to take care of in a civil war. And we have to remember, civil wars are a lot more difficult than any other war because it's essentially neighbour versus neighbour, and my mum is a Croat, my dad is a Serb, so that was a really difficult period when the two sides are fighting each other. But, you know, I received a lot of help through the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, much like the people of Ukraine are getting now. And so, in fact, during that period, people from Yugoslavia, people who look like me, you know, blonde, blue-eyed, Caucasian, European refugees received a lot more help than those in Sierra Leone and Rwanda. And, you know, I don't want to put sort of a racial framing on this, but I do think that this is an opportunity to recast the moment and treat everybody fairly.
Yeah, we're all humans, aren't we?
That's right.
And that's the thing.
It is particularly sad. There's 100 million people displaced right now from all over the world when we're talking about what's happening in Afghanistan, in Burma, different parts of Africa, and of course Ukraine. I do know Australians have been generous in the past. I think $10 million was raised for Afghan after the fall of Kabul, and a higher number for Ukraine. But there are still people out there who might think it's just too big. And we've got so many problems here in Australia to look at helping others overseas. How do you respond to that idea that can come up in the community? Let's take care of problems in Australia first before helping refugees overseas. Why is it important to help refugees?
Yeah, so I don't think it's a case of either or. I think we can do both. I really think that we are big enough and generous enough to be a welcoming country. We just to look at our own history, after World War II, we took in 900,000 people. You know, many of us have refugee roots. You just need to look into your own family background. And I think, you know, refugees are not a problem. We are a resource. I am not a, you know, I'm not a burden for this country. I'm not a crisis to manage. I am an asset and a resource. So is my whole family. I mean, we came here with absolutely nothing, and, you know, I'm an industrial lawyer. My twin brother runs a tiling business and employs locals. We run a Euros shop as well. My older brother works at a factory. My sister's an accountant. We've contributed to this country hand over fist, more than we ever cost.
There are so many refugee migrant success stories, so that is an absolute fact. Internationally, though, there is developments in the UK where they're trying to change their policies to process refugees that arrive in the UK in Rwanda. It's very similar to what Australian governments have done here with PNG and Nauru. As a former refugee, when you look at that policy, what do you think?
Look, I think, to be quite blunt, I think it's unfortunate that is happening because they would not put Ukrainians on a plane and send them to Kigali. So I think, you know, it is unfortunate that is happening. It's almost like legalised human trafficking at a national level, and the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg actually scuttled that entire plan, so it didn't go ahead. I really hope that people start to understand that this is a global issue and requires a global solution. So, you know, there's about 30 million people who are refugees, but this is not an insurmountable number. What we need is people and nations and governments getting together and offering permanent and durable solutions rather than engaging in this, you know, prolonged detention of people or human trafficking, essentially.
And as you mentioned, the Afghan number, the intake of refugees has gone up. So we're now up to about 17,875 a year for refugee intake for our Australian figures, but that is still lower than the levels that we saw pre-pandemic. So what would you like to see this new federal government do in terms of looking after those who really need it?
Yeah, so I think, you know, as I said before, we can definitely be a lot more generous, and I think it shows that this was never really a question of political capacity. It was always a question of political will, because we took in 6,000 Ukrainians overnight. You know, we can do the same thing, I think, with Afghans. And, you know, Afghans are here because we were there. We were in their wars. So we have a responsibility and an obligation to them.
responsibility and an obligation to them. Of course, right now we'll take a look at the forgotten children and how they have been subjected to abuse in the state care.
I wouldn't really grasp the idea that this was a bad thing or what was happening was wrong.
When Isabella Mills was 2 years old, the Queensland government sent her to live with a pedophile. Her foster father, the man she knew as Dad, abused her for years.
He would get me to do all sorts of different activities, move in different positions in different places, and would just take pictures of my body as he pleased.
When she reached her teens, Isabella was sent to live with another carer. But rather than save her from the abuse, it escalated. He raped her regularly, in the shower and at his gym. At 16, she went to the police, and both men were charged with rape and child sex offences.
The men themselves failed me, but I also think that child safety is also at fault as well.
The ABC sought a response from the department involved in Isabella's case, but only received this broad statement in reply.
The Queensland Government has zero tolerance for child sexual abuse, and our staff are trained to identify and deal with it. Their staff is definitely not trained to identify sexual abuse.
You know, I'd already overcome so much prior to coming into foster care, and yet the challenges kept just getting worse.
Amy O'Brien moved 46 times in the 5 years she was in the Queensland Government's care, staying with foster carers and at group homes, or when all else fell through, in a motel room with a government worker. During one of those stays, a female worker took her shopping.
It wasn't just, you know, an outfit, it was like 10 outfits. But yeah, it didn't feel right.
Back at the hotel, the worker suggested a massage.
It started off like just a normal massage, like my shoulders, but it just went like further down. I don't even want to say it.
The department's response: to give the worker more training.
We treat very seriously any allegations of sexual abuse made by a young person about a carer, and we respond to these allegations jointly with police. I spoke to police last week and no report was ever made to them.
The devastating failures of the child protection system aren't confined.
Ladies and gentlemen, right now we'll cross over to the Geba where the International Yoga Day is taking place. So, you know, it's right now the set of time and everyone's coming together and setting up there. So we will join in there and see. Our Honorary Counsel for India in Queensland and the High Commissioner is there as well. And as I can see, one of our presenters, Ms. Madhu Khanna, is there as well. And we can see Sanjeev Sharma from DJJS taking his spots there as well. So ladies and gentlemen, this is coming live to you from the Geba, where the International Yoga Day is being celebrated, and we have our High Commissioner and our Indian Consulate. As we can see, Archana ji is there trying to get everyone to sit down together. I think they're just about to begin the proceedings there. Ladies and gentlemen, this coverage is coming to you live from Geba, and as we can see, all the wonderful posters up there on the wall, and the yoga being decorated, and the beginning.
I begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. I extend a very special and warm welcome to our High Commissioner of India, Shri Manpreet Vora, and Mrs. Vora. It is indeed a great pleasure to have you with us to celebrate the 8th International Day of Yoga in Brisbane. I welcome all community leaders and each and every one of you. India has contributed many wonderful things to the world, but the transformative and tangible ways in which yoga has touched people's lives all over the world is the most wonderful of all. In fact, the practice of yoga is becoming the world's largest single movement in search of peace, health, and well-being. June 21st is being celebrated as International Yoga Day all over the world. And with that is being celebrated the ancient and collective wisdom of India's truth seekers. Yoga literally means union, which in practice translates into the alignment of one's body, mind, and spirit, and at the same time, the dissolving of the individual self in the larger ocean of consciousness which pervades the universe. When individuals are at peace and in harmony with themselves and with those around them, it makes for a healthy and robust society. If you add to these virtues the respect for our environment and a spiritual quest to find a deeper connection with every living being and with every atom in the universe, the benefits of yoga to individuals, families, and communities are immeasurable. Prime Minister of India, the Honorable Shri Narendra Modi, is a practitioner of yoga and a great supporter of this initiative. As people all over the world get into the spirit of yoga, it brings people together in a realization that as humans, we are all searching for the same things, irrespective of where we live or where we come from. It is therefore with great pleasure that we welcome you all to the celebration of the 8th International Day of Yoga at the Queensland Cricketers Club in sunny Brisbane in our beautiful Sunshine State. And I now would like to welcome Shri Manpreet Vora to give his special remarks.
Thank you, Archana ji. Good morning, namaste, sat sri akal, assalamu alaikum to all of you. Welcome to this very, very special morning. I think the first time ever that we are doing yoga at this iconic venue of the Gaba here in Brisbane. It's always a pleasure for me to come and meet all of you. It's always a pleasure to be able to get away from Canberra at times. And I'm very happy that on this wonderful occasion, we are together here once more. Yoga, as Archana ji said, is one of the iconic movements out of India that has now attained global relevance, global recognition. There are today hundreds of millions of regular practitioners of yoga worldwide, in every continent, in every country. Here in Australia also, yoga has become very, very popular, and I'm delighted to see that there are yoga studios, yoga classes being held, practically in every major and minor town and city of Australia. Recognizing that yoga is becoming so popular, recognizing that this is something that the world associates with India, besides other aspects of our culture, our civilization, our spiritual practices. Recognizing this, we championed a resolution 8 years ago. It was Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's personal initiative to try and inscribe it as an international day. And the resolution that we moved in the United Nations General Assembly 8 years ago was adopted with overwhelming consensus. In fact, it is one of the resolutions that has, till date, before and since, obtained the highest number of votes on any resolution in the United Nations. Since then, every year, we have been celebrating the International Day of Yoga worldwide. This year is particularly special because this year is also the 75th year of our independence. In a few weeks, on the 15th of August, India will turn 75 years young. So we decided that we need to celebrate this in a more special way this time. So what is happening is, as you can see, this event is being live telecast on Doordarshan India across the world. We have selected 75 iconic locations around the world where, as the day progresses in different longitudes, we will be telecasting the International Yoga Day celebrations from everywhere. And here in Brisbane, here at the Gaba, we are among the first. We are calling this the Guardian Ring of Yoga. The Guardian Ring of Yoga encompassing the entire planet. That is what we are doing today. So this is a 24-hour live telecast that has begun just now here in Brisbane. This is a special day also because we are celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We are doing a series of events all over the world. We are doing a series of events here in Australia. Many of you community leaders, members of the Indian-Australian community, Australian friends themselves, we are all celebrating various aspects of our Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And I'm delighted to see that all of you have participated with such gusto. In fact, there have been Yoga Day celebrations and other celebrations all across Queensland, as also in other states and territories of this vast country. I have just come from Darwin, and there are yoga practitioners, yoga enthusiasts there as well. So thank you once again, all of you. Archana ji has very nicely already explained what yoga is, what yoga means. It is a practice which leads to spiritual well-being, mental well-being, besides, of course, physical well-being with all the asanas and exercises that are involved in yoga. It is part of the larger Indian art and science of Ayurveda. This is meant for holistic well-being. People who practice yoga regularly, people who follow Ayurvedic principles regularly, generally tend to stay very healthy. You keep the disease away, you keep the doctor away, and it leads to overall wellness, as I said. So thank you once again, all of you, for being here today. We will continue our celebrations, not just till this 15th August, but we will celebrate our 75 years of independence till 15th of August 2023. So we from the High Commission and our Consulates General and our Honorary Consul here in Brisbane, we hope to bring to you many, many more aspects of Indian culture over the coming 12 to 14 months. And we begin today here in Brisbane at the iconic Gaba. I don't think we could have selected a better venue to celebrate the International Day of Yoga here in Australia. Thank you, and let us now do the actual practice of yoga. We have some excellent guides who will lead us today. We will all do our yoga asanas as they guide us and as they explain to us what we are doing and what is the benefit of the various asanas that we will perform together today. Thank you once again for turning up this morning. I know it's a working day, but you've all still taken the trouble, and it delights me, it delights my wife to be able to be here with you today. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thanks.
Your Excellency, the High Commissioner of India to Australia, Mr. Manpreet Vohra, Mrs. Vohra, Honorary Consul of India in Queensland, Mrs. Archana Singh, and dear friends. Good morning and welcome to this yoga session to celebrate the 8th International Day of Yoga. My name is Amod. I'm a volunteer with Isha Foundation, an international non-profit organization founded by Sadhguru, a yogi, mystic, and visionary. Today I am here to offer you a simple set of practices designed by Sadhguru and aligned with the Ayush Ministry protocol. The practices you will learn today are called Sadilaja and Pranayam. These practices are simple and safe processes. They have been categorized by their benefits, and you can practice them or customize them according to your time and your needs. This session will be for a duration of about 50 minutes. Please ensure you sit through the entire session, as these practices need to be learned systematically. We also request you not to interrupt the session by getting up in between or using your phones or the restrooms. This would not only disturb you, but also those here today. We will now give you a minute to switch off your mobile phones or turn them to silent mode. The practices will be taught by two Isha Hatha Yoga teachers, Ram and Vijay. Please listen to their instructions carefully and observe the demonstration before you attempt the practice. We will begin shortly. Thank you.
We'll start with an invocation. Please hold Brahma Mudra. Place the right palm over your left palm, palm facing upward, loosely placed in the middle of your lap. Those of you wearing spectacles, please take them off, keep them aside. Eyes closed, and you can repeat after me. Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityor ma amritangamaya Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Please slowly open your eyes. Good morning and welcome everyone to today's yoga session. How are you all doing today? So my voice is sufficiently audible at the back, everyone? Okay. So first practice we are going to learn is called Isha Upayoga, practice called Sadilaja. Sadilaja means born out of looseness. A certain awareness and well-being is born out of looseness and to be relaxed. This is not just about loosening up the muscles and the skeletal system. It has something to do with the sun and moon, or Ida and Pingala. Ida and Pingala are two basic nadis, or energy channels in the system. It is about loosening up Ida and Pingala. The Ida and Pingala should be loose and open before you do Hatha Yoga. The first practice of Sadilaja we are going to do is called directional movement of arms. When you lie down in horizontal postures for a few hours during sleep, your lubricating fluids in the joint tend to settle. They are not in circulation. So when you wake up in the morning, your body is demanding to first lubricate the joints. Directional movements is an easy way of doing it. It also builds certain strength in the system and also exercises the muscles without causing any injury. Joints have got energy nodules. So by activating the joints, your entire system is activated and ignited for action. So we will be doing it slowly, as it also builds certain strength into the system. How we will be learning is, first we will watch a demonstration. So while the demonstration is happening, please do not attempt the practice. After the demonstration, I will give you instruction and we will do the practice together. So now we will watch a demonstration for directional movement of arms. Stand with your feet comfortably apart and parallel to each other, eyes closed. As you inhale, bring the hands in front of the shoulders. This is the starting position. As you exhale, extend the arms sideways. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them inward. Now, the wrist should rotate with inward movement. This is one cycle. You do this 3 times. It is not just about rotating the wrist. The hand should open and close as you rotate. All the muscles are tense, like you are pushing something like a screwdriver. Create maximum tension in the arms without creating tension in any other part of the body. When the arms are going out, it is always outward movement of the wrist with exhalation. When the arms are coming in, it is always inward rotation of the wrist with inhalation. Please relax. So this is one direction. So we will do this along with the instruction. Please stand. If you are wearing spectacles, please keep them aside while doing the practice. Make sure that you have sufficient space around you. If you want, you can stagger yourself. Stand with your feet comfortably apart and parallel to each other. Close your eyes. As you inhale, bring the hands in front of the shoulders. As you exhale, extend the arms sideways. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them inward. Keep your eyes closed. Now the wrist should rotate with inward movement. This is one cycle. We will do this 2 more times. Second cycle. As you exhale, extend the arms sideways. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them inward. Now the wrist should rotate with inward movement. Third cycle. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them inward. Once you're done, please relax and sit comfortably. We'll now watch a few common corrections. Please observe. In the starting position, do not keep the feet too far apart or too close together. The feet should be comfortably apart, about shoulder width distance apart. There is a tendency to keep the feet pointing outward. The feet should be parallel to each other. In the starting position, do not bring the hands in front of the chest. The hand should be in front of the shoulders. As a clarification for the hand movement, when you are extending the arms sideways, it is always outward movement of the wrist with exhalation. This is outward movement. Please try it now. Please try the outward movement. Okay. So when the arms are coming in, it is always inward movement of the wrist. This is inward movement. When you're taking the hands to the sides, when you're extending the arms to the sides, it should not go downwards. They must stay in line with the shoulders. Do not do it fast or casually with little tension. Do it slowly with as much tension as you can in the arms. It is like you are pushing 10 tons. Then enhance it by rotating the hands. So we have seen this for one direction. So now we will watch a demonstration for all the 4 directions. Please observe. First direction is sideways. As you exhale, extend the arms sideways. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them inward. Now the wrist should rotate with inward movement. This is one cycle. You would do this 3 times. Second direction is forward. As you exhale, extend the arms forward. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them backward. Now the wrist should rotate with inward movement. This is one cycle. You would do this 3 times. The third direction is upward. As you exhale, extend the arms upward. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them downward. Now the wrist should rotate with inward movement. This is one cycle. You would do this 3 times. The fourth and final direction is downward. As you exhale, extend the arms downward. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them upward. Now the wrist should rotate with inward movement. This is one cycle. You would do this 3 times. Please relax. Incorporating the corrections, we will do for all the 4 directions. So those of you wearing spectacles, please take them off while doing the practice. Please stand. Stand with your feet comfortably apart and parallel to each other, about shoulder width distance apart. As you close your eyes, as you inhale, bring the hands in front of the shoulders. This is the starting position. Keep your eyes closed. The first direction is sideways. As you exhale, extend the arms sideways. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Keep your eyes closed. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them inward. Now, the wrist should rotate with inward movement. Do it slowly with maximum tension. Second cycle. As you exhale, extend the arms sideways. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them inward. Now the wrist should rotate with inward movement. Third cycle, you can do it on your own. The second direction is forward. As you exhale, extend the arms forward. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them backward. The wrist should rotate with inward movement. Second cycle, as you exhale, extend the arms forward. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them backward. Third cycle, you can do it on your own. Do it with maximum tension in your arms. The third direction is upward. As you exhale, extend the arms upward. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them downward. Now the wrist should rotate with inward movement. Second cycle, upward. Third cycle, you can do it on your own. The fourth direction is, or final direction is downward. As you exhale, extend the arms downward. The wrist should rotate with outward movement. Once the arms are fully extended, as you inhale, bring them upward. Now the wrist should rotate with inward movement. This is one cycle. Do it second cycle.
So ladies and gentlemen, this live broadcast is coming to you from the Cricketers Club in the Gabba. For the first time ever, this has been organized there. And we are live streaming via the courtesy of the
and third cycle on your own.
And restreaming the
Once you are done, please relax and sit comfortably. So now we will learn the next set of Satilija practice. So this is a series of practice for the neck. Both the neurological and the energy systems branch out in a big way between the shoulder blades and above. So keeping the neck region in a good condition is very important. Within 3 to 4 minutes of neck practices, you will distinctly see that you're much more alert. Your lethargy in the body is obliterated. You'll have higher levels of neuronal regeneration. Your mental ability and intellectual sharpness will improve. So this will also help you to relax the stiffened muscles in the neck and the shoulder region. So neck practices is a series of 5 neck practices. So we will be first learning first 3 neck practices now. So we'll watch a demonstration for the first 3 neck practices now. For the first neck practice, stand with your feet comfortably apart and parallel to each other. Keep your arms and shoulders loose and relaxed. Make sure your neck is loose like a rope, no stiffness of any sort. Eyes closed. As you exhale, slowly and gently lower the chin to the chest. This is the starting position. As you inhale, bring the head up and take it back. As you exhale, bring the head down to the chest. This is 1 cycle. You would do this 3 times. Second neck practice. As you inhale, turn the head slowly and gently, turn the head to the right, to the extreme point. As you exhale, bring it back to the center. As you inhale, slowly and gently, turn the head to the left, to the extreme point. As you exhale, bring it back to the center. This is 1 cycle. You would do this 3 times. The third neck practice. As you exhale, slowly and gently bring the right ear towards the right shoulder, to the extreme point that you can go. As you inhale, bring it up. As you exhale, slowly and gently, bring the left ear towards the left shoulder, to the extreme point that you can go. As you inhale, bring it up. This is 1 cycle. You would do this 3 times. So before we do the practice, we will watch a few common corrections for the first 3 neck practices. The common correction for the first neck practice: ensure there is no tension in your neck region. Ideally, the neck region should be loose like a rope, no stiffness of any sort. Then as you exhale, bring the chin to the chest. You should not do it fast. You should do it slowly and gently, coordinating with the breath. For the second neck practice, the common correction is, there should not be, when you're turning your head to the left or right, there should not be any jerk. So you should do it very slowly and gently. And you can hold the stretch for a moment and then come back to the starting position. Also, there is a tendency to tilt the head downwards. When you're turning the head should be straight. You can come back to the starting position. For the third neck practice, do not bring the shoulders higher up to touch the ear. You bring the ear as close to the shoulder as possible and relax. So now we will be doing the first 3 neck practices incorporating these corrections. Please stand. If you're wearing spectacles, please keep them aside while doing the practice. Stand with your feet comfortably apart and parallel to each other. Keep your arms and shoulders loose and relaxed. Ensure your neck is loose like a rope, no stiffness of any sort. Eyes closed. First neck practice. As you exhale, gently lower the chin to the chest. This is the starting position. As you inhale, slowly and gently bring the head up and take it back. As you exhale, gently lower the head down to the chest. This is one cycle. You do this twice more. Second cycle. Do it slowly and gently. Third cycle. Now we'll do the second neck practice. As you inhale, slowly and gently turn the head to the right, to the extreme point. As you exhale, bring it back to the center. As you inhale, slowly and gently turn the head to the left, to the extreme point. As you exhale, bring it back to the center. This is one cycle. You will do this twice more. Second cycle. And third cycle. So now we will do the third neck practice. As you exhale, slowly and gently lower the right ear towards the right shoulder. To the extreme point that you can go. As you inhale, bring it up. As you exhale, slowly and gently lower the left ear towards the left shoulder. As you inhale, bring it up. This is one cycle. You do this twice more. Once you are done, please relax and sit comfortably. So now we will learn the fourth and fifth neck practice. We'll watch a demonstration. Fourth neck practice. Stand with your feet comfortably apart and parallel to each other. Keep the arms and shoulders loose and relaxed. Eyes closed. As you exhale, gently lower the chin to the chest. This is the starting position. As you inhale, rotate the head towards the right shoulder. And complete the full rotation. Then switch and rotate in the opposite direction. As you inhale, take the head back. As you exhale, come down again. This is one cycle. You would do this 3 times. When you do this, you must do it slowly and gently, especially when you are taking the head backwards. Now we will look at the fifth neck practice, which is shoulder rotation. In the relaxed posture, first we will do the forward rotation of shoulders. As you inhale, go up. As you exhale, come down. This is one cycle. You do this 3 times. Then rotate the shoulders backward. Rotate the shoulders backward. As you inhale, go up. As you exhale, come down. This is one cycle. You do this 3 times. So now we will watch a few common corrections for the fourth and fifth neck practice. The correction for the fourth neck practice: chin to the chest. Do not turn the face in the direction of the rotation. Your neck region should be loose like a rope as you rotate. For the fifth neck practice, The forward rotation of the shoulders means from the relaxed posture, you take the shoulders back, up and front. This is one cycle. You do this 3 times. Backward rotation of the shoulders means you take the shoulders front, up and down. This is one cycle. You do this 3 times. Please relax. So now we will do 4th and 5th neck practice. Please stand. Stand with your feet comfortably apart and parallel to each other. Keep the arms and legs loose and relaxed. Eyes closed. If you are wearing spectacles, please take them off while doing the practice. Eyes closed. 4th neck practice, neck rotation. As you exhale, gently lower the chin to the chest. As you inhale, rotate the head towards the right shoulder and complete the full rotation. Switch and rotate in the opposite direction. When the head is going back, as you inhale, take the head back. As you exhale, come down again. This is one cycle. You do this 3 times. You can do it on your own. Now we'll do the 5th neck practice, which is shoulder rotation. Rotate the shoulders forward. As you inhale, go up. Exhale, come down. This is one cycle. You do this 3 times. Second cycle. And third cycle. Now rotate the shoulders backward. As you inhale, go up. Exhale, come down. Second cycle. And third cycle. Once you are done, please relax and sit comfortably. Are you feeling a bit more alert? So now we will move on to the next practice. The next practice we are going to learn is a pranayam called Nadi Shuddhi. Prana means the life energy within us, and yama means to control. So to have a control of the prana is called pranayam. So the pranayam which we are going to learn today is called Nadi Shuddhi. Nadi Shuddhi literally means cleansing of nadis. Nadis is nothing but a pathway or energy channel in which the energy moves in the system. We will first watch a demonstration of Nadi Shuddhi. Please observe. How to do Nadi Shuddhi? First, you'll be sitting in a cross-legged posture. You use only your, please don't do it yet. So you only use your right hand. Left hand should be loosely placed in the middle of your lap, palm facing upward. You don't have to do it now, so I'll give you the instruction to do it. In the right hand, you use only the thumb and the ring finger. Fold the middle and the index fingers. The ring and the little fingers are held straight and side by side, touching. Holding this way, using the inside of the thumb, locate the septal bone on the right nostril. Just a millimeter beneath that, if you place the thumb here with very minimal pressure, you can block the nostril so that no air can escape. Then you exhale through the left nostril. Once the exhalation is complete, in a similar fashion, using the ring finger, block the left nostril and inhale through the right nostril. Again, block the right nostril, open the left and exhale. Block the left, open the right and inhale. You continue like this and be focused on your breath. So the most important thing about this pranayam is breathing should be fully in and fully out. It must be a complete exhalation and inhalation. You should do it very, very slowly and gently, as slowly and as gently it is possible for you. It is important that there should not be any sound when you do the exhalation and inhalation. You just relax so that the breath settles down by itself. After some time, keeping your eyes closed, when you start doing it, right nostril, left nostril, right nostril, left nostril, after some times you don't know right and left. So for this, you just need to remember two basic points so that the pranayam can happens by itself. You must remember that the pranayam always starts and ends with an exhalation through the left nostril. You always exhale through the left nostril, inhale through the right nostril. The ideal Nadi Shuddhi should be such that during exhalation, if you hold a bird's feather under your nostril, the hair on the feather should not move. That's how gently you must do it. But if you are not able to do it that gently, do it as gently as it is possible for you. When you do Nadi Shuddhi, you must do it for a minimum of 4 minutes. Okay? We'll first attempt one cycle of Nadi Shuddhi. Please do it on your own. Keep your eyes closed. Exhale through the left nostril and stop. Please relax. Sit comfortably. So now we will watch a few common corrections. Please observe. Do not keep the left hand on the thigh. The left hand should be loosely placed in the middle of your lap, palm facing upward. Use the right hand. Use the thumb and the ring finger. Fold the middle and the index fingers. The ring and the little fingers are held straight and side by side touching. If you are unable to keep it straight, do as best as you can. There is a tendency to lean forward or slouch. The spine should be comfortably erect. The head should not be down or tilted to one side. Unconsciously, the head will be tilted to one side or the other. It is important that your head should be straight. If you do this, you will see that your system will come to a balance very quickly. You do not have to press hard on your nostril. You locate the septal bone on the right nostril. Just a millimeter beneath that, if you place the thumb here, with very minimal pressure, you can block the nostril so that no air can escape. Do not keep the right arm away from the body. The right arm should be centered and close to the body. Ensure your shoulder is not tensed. Arms and shoulders should be loose and relaxed. You should not, in terms of breathing, you should not do shallow breathing, normal breathing, or hold your breath. The breathing should be fully in and fully out. Please relax. Are there people with blocked nostril? So if there are, it is, before you do pranayam, it is important that your nostril should be clear. So if there are people with blocked nostril, what you do is, we'll watch a demonstration. You put your thumbs inside your palms and make a fist over them. Hold the arms in front of you, raise the knees higher up in front of you, and do a brisk jog for a minute or two. For those who have got any chronic ailments such as asthma or heart ailments, or those who cannot jog, what you do is, once again, you make two fists with thumb inside, lift the arms higher up, swing them down vigorously, making a sound from the pit of the throat. Do this 25 to 30 times. Please relax. So those who have got blocked nostril, you can move to one side of the hall. Okay, looks like nobody's nostrils are blocked. So we will do the Nadi Shuddhi or pranayam. Those who are sitting in the chair, you can cross your legs at the ankle. Cross the right ankle over your left ankle. And if you are wearing spectacles, please take them off. Spectacles off. So you can do Nadi Shuddhi on your own. I'll keep the timing for you. Close your eyes. fully in and fully out. Keep your head straight. Exhale through the left nostril and stop. So if you want to do, so when you are doing this Nadi Shuddhi at home and your nostrils are blocked, you can always do the jogging or the modification of the jogging to clear the nostril before you practice Nadi Shuddhi. But if you're jogging, so you should not do the Nadi Shuddhi immediately because the breath will be rapid. You should wait for 2 to 3 minutes for the breaths to settle down before you do the practice. And other people, every day morning when you wake up, your nostrils are blocked. Is there such problem? If there is such problem, one solution could be, do you know what ghee is? Ghee means clarified butter. If you take a spoonful of butter and heat it beyond a certain temperature, when it cools down, it will no more remains butter. It becomes ghee or clarified butter. You can take two drops of warm ghee in the night before going to bed, just like a nasal drops. 2 drops in each nostril. You will see that this problem will easily go away. It lubricates the nasal passage and also heals the sensitivity of the nasal passage. Excess mucus is coming because it is sensitive to something around. So by doing this, you will see that if you just do it for 3 to 5 days, you will see that very easily this problem will go away. You should not do it for more time. You have to just do it for 3 to 5 days, as this will impact your sense of smell. You can also do exercise, brisk jogging. That will also clear your nostril. But a more permanent and effective solution could be a yogic practice called Jalaniti. Hope you have enjoyed learning this simple practices. Though some of these practices are simple, you may find some of them difficult, but that's okay, don't get discouraged. The beautiful thing about the body is that the more you use it, the better it becomes. So the more you practice it, more effortless it becomes, more benefits you can derive out of it. So when you practice this daily, it gives you immense benefits. So these practices are great preventative for chronic ailments such as asthma, diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. It can help you to come out of these ailments as well. Your sleep quota may come down. Your body may feel more rested and relaxed. You may see your productivity, concentration, and memory improving. So do not worry about the instruction in these practices and the sequence of this practice. All these practices are available online for you to access it. So there is an app called Sadhguru, which you can download both on iPhone and Android devices. So you can learn all these practices, or you can relearn all these practices and also do these practices along with the guidance, or you can simply follow the instruction and you can do it on your own. So if you have any questions regarding the practice you have learned, So the teachers, so we'll be staying back. You can reach out to us. So we'll help to clarify those corrections. Okay. And also there is a handout, the practice handout, which will be distributed on your way out. You can collect it on your way out. So we will close with invocation. So we'll close. So you hold Brahma Mudra. Keep your right palm or your left palm facing upward, loosely placed in the middle of your lap. Those of you wearing spectacles, please take them off. Eyes closed, and you can repeat after me. Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Mrityorma amritangamaya Shanti 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 Please slowly open your eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this coverage is coming to you live from the Cricket Club at the Geba, and we have just witnessed the morning's proceedings and, of course, the asanas and everything, and I think it is now in the finishing mode there. So.
You all enjoyed that session. You're feeling alert and awake. I would now like to request our High Commissioner, His Excellency Shri Manpreet Vohra ji, to please give our volunteers and demonstrators a token of appreciation.
So ladies and gentlemen, this has been that live coverage of the International Day of Yoga at the Geba Cricket Club, and it's been wonderful to see that on this very special day right here in Brisbane from the iconic Geba, we could bring to you this. Thanks everyone for joining in. Next up, we will have our daily news and daily India report coming up in another 5-10 minutes time. So thank you everyone for joining in this session today.